Some of them are still living here. Like my pastor Chetram Lal, who has been a featured in this community for all his life. He's lived here. Like Brother Mike and Sister Namila, like Angela and her family, you know, like Uncle Mikey, Auntie Meme, Allison down the streets, or everyone that is living here. Some of the families, I'm not even remembering their names. The Lacans over there. This is a community that is a family community. And people here, they know what is right. They know what is right. And even for the younger people who just moved, well, because Mcdum is a close-knitted community. A very, very close-knitted community. And Mcdum has been voting resoundingly for what is right. My name, once again, is Elizabeth Williams, to the reporter that is here. And I hope he catches all the people who are sitting on their veranda, all the people who are sitting outside of their yard, and so forth. Because that is what we do. We come together as a community. Now, tonight, we have a lineup of competent, credible speakers for you. We will speak to the issues that will transform this nation. Mcdum, the first speaker on our list, a young man who's an engineer by profession, a young man who has studied and who's been working under the PPP, but when the coalition government came into power, they fired him. They've been firing the most competent people and putting in people in place who are just messing up the system. You see the water that we're getting now? All of you know that from 2015 to 2020, we had good water. It is this engineer and people like him who was responsible for that. Tonight, he's going to talk to you about why you must vote APNU, why you must vote Aubrey C. Norton, Jaretta Finance, Ganesh Naipal, Mai Paul, and a core of young people who are standing strong with clean hands to bring this nation to its greatest victory. Let's welcome our young engineer, Richard Hart.
Mcdum, good night. Welcome to our meeting. I want to talk to you about an experience I had a couple of weeks ago. I'm not the one to do the shopping. My wife does the shopping. And so I went, one day I had some time and I went out to do some shopping. And I went through Border Market and I bought 4 Belanger or Bygone, whatever you want to call it, for $1,000. And I reference a report from the New Guyana Marketing Corporation that says over the past 3 years, food prices increased in this country by 75%. I want to ask you, Mcdum, how is it possible for food prices to increase by 25% per year over the past 3 years in a country that produces its own food? We have an agriculture-based economy, and it is difficult for people to purchase foods that are poultry-based. It is difficult for people to buy vegetables. And I can tell you that the agriculture sector continues to fail. Because if we can grow every single vegetable that we eat and we cannot afford it, then we're not making sense. Do you think, Mcdum, that you can afford this any longer? Because by 2026, it's going to be 100% increase. I want to talk to you tonight, like our chairperson said, about water. Between 2015 to 2020, the APNU AFC administration prioritized the delivery of water in this country. Water was being delivered at a high level of service and a high quality. From 2020 to now, it is impossible for you to get what we define as water through your taps. What we get now is Mobby. And when you don't get it, you still got to pay for it. Because the bills don't take vacation, they keep coming. GPL. Good night. GPL. The government of Guyana created a demand and tell us that if we bring one power ship, we're going to solve our problem and there will be no more blackouts. Well, we brought one power ship and the blackouts continued. Then we brought a second power ship and the blackouts continue. I don't know if the board is in the wire. And now they're telling us that they're going to bring a foreign company to manage the Guyana Power and Light. A company that cannot even manage the electricity affairs in the Dominican Republic. I am saying to you that if the government of Guyana has agreed and entered into a contract to bring a company to manage the Guyana Power and Light, it is an admission that they cannot manage this country. They cannot manage the electricity sector that continues to fail us. And if that is not bad, the government of Guyana spent $260 million US dollars. As a matter of fact, $631 million US dollars to build a new harbor bridge. And the harbor bridge, the new bridge, lands on Heroes Highway or Concussion Road. They are dumping all of the traffic from West Bank, West Coast, onto Heroes Highway. I'm going to show you incompetence. And then that traffic, no feasibility study, because it would have told them that the traffic that comes from the further up the East Bank, that is going to clash with the traffic that's coming over the bridge, is going to create a huge bottleneck at the Jumbie Board roundabout. And because of that, I can tell you, when that bridge opens, the Lord be with you on that road. But ladies and gentlemen, let me say to you that under the Aubrey Compton Norton administration, we are going to fix that. We are going to create road networks in this country that are going to reduce significantly bottlenecks and traffic jams. I want to tell you tonight about our youth empowerment scheme that we have for young people, for young persons who are interested in starting businesses, we are saying to you that if you have a plan and you want to open your business, or you want to enlarge your business, expand your business, we will be granting soft loans to you. If you want to go return to school to learn a trade, we are saying to you, if you enroll in a tertiary education, a tertiary institution to get an education to develop a skill, you will be given $50,000 per month as a stipend to purchase your books and whatever else is needed. 50,000 per month. And no pictures required. Let me speak now to single parents, single mothers and fathers. We are saying to you that for every child under the age of 16 years old, the APNUFC administration is going to give you $120,000 per child. And that will be done per year. In 2 payments. We are saying to you that this government, the APNUFC government, that will be putting people first. The APNU government will be putting people first. I want to remind you tonight, Mcdum, that today I heard on the news that the PPP government is creating a corruption, an anti-corruption plan. The most corrupt government created that. I can tell you, it is an admission, because if you're creating an anti-corruption plan, you are saying that we have corruption. And if at this stage of the game, 2 weeks before elections, you are creating and you're planning to create an anti-corruption plan, I can tell you, you are late. And you can keep your plan, because the APNU administration is going to eliminate corruption in this country. I can say to you, for the police officers, when you vote, remember you are voting for an administration in APNU, an administration that will put you first, an administration that will prioritize your interests, an administration that will promote you on merit, and you will not have to do videos thanking people 30 years after you join the force for a promotion. It is a slap in the face of the discipline service for you to go thanking people for giving you a promotion which you worked so hard for, and 30 long years after. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, that these elections are serious business. When the APNU takes office in September, a mere 2 weeks from now, we are telling you, Mcdum, that your children will be safe on the streets. We are saying to you that you will not have to worry about police protecting criminals. You will not have to worry about police hiding and creating situations that will harm our youths. I want to remind you tonight, Mcdum, of a few names. I can remind you tonight about Donald Allison. I can remind you tonight, Ronald Waddle. I can remind you tonight, Mcdum, about Johann C. Douglas, a young engineer who sat in class with me the day before he was killed. He was a member of my alma mater. He would have been an engineer just like me, but his life was cut short. And when you go to the polls on September 1st, Mcdum, I want you to remember those names. I want you to remember the atrocities. I want you to remember the promises, the pledges from the APNU administration. And I'm telling you that we will put you first. So I'm saying to you, on September 1st, there are two places you have to vote, the top and the bottom of the ballot. Both spaces for the APNU. Look for the palm. Put your X in the box next to the palm. Do not allow it to touch the square on the box. And I'm telling you that it will be the best decision you ever make. Because for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. One more time. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. I want to say a couple of things before I hand over to our next speaker. If you forget anything else, Mcdum, do not forget the name Adriana Young. Mcdum, do not forget Adriana Young. Adriana Young was murdered, and the PPP covered it up because all that they do is for friends, family, and favorites. The PPP does not have your interests at heart. And don't let me talk about corruption. I got a list of speakers who will come for tell you all about the Junior Bash story and the Granny story. Don't let me talk about corruption. Tonight, Mcdum, I want y'all to listen. We are not going to be voting any other thing but the palm. I am pleading with you. If you want your children to have a safe future, if you want this community to remain the loving community, if you want development, vote for the palm. Don't look for nothing else. Anything in the cup is corruption. Thank you. Our next speaker is another male. A man who has studied from top to bottom. This man, he didn't went to Hart University. He did not went to Hart University. He went to a university that was accredited. Let us put our hands together and welcome our own Dr. Lynen Ice so that he will come and make a startling presentation of PPP corruption and why it is important that we vote for APNU.
They can't keep up with the man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and dice to the man.
Mcdum, good night. Mcdum, I said good night. That's right. Just as though I hear your voice tonight sounding, I want to see the same energy come September 1st. We're rising early and we're going out there and we're changing the direction of this country. We're not only changing it because we want to change it, Mcdum, we're changing it because we have to change it. We have to change the course and the direction in which this country is going right now. There's a lot that we have to do because Guyana is on a downward trend. We're sliding down a hill and we're moving rapidly. We're moving so fast that if we don't brace up, we're going to smash to the bottom. Let me tell you something.
This document, I walk around with it every day. From the time we passed our manifesto, I take this document as the new gospel of Guyana. This document that I'm holding up in my hands will tell you how important you, the people of Mcdum, are. This document says that you are at the center of our strategy, that you and your children are at the center of our development plan. I want you to understand something. This document, our leader, Aubrey Compton Norton, spent the last 4 years walking the length and the breadth of this country, sitting down with our people, talking to them, listening to you, taking your advice, hear your complaints, listen to your cries, and put the information together for a strategy that can turn your life around and alleviate the pain that the PPP has brought upon us in this country. I want you to understand tonight that with a people-centered vision, it is one that takes your future, your children's future, and your children's future in hand. Let me tell you something. We have gone so far that we have looked not only at your future, we don't only look at your children's future, we look at your grandchildren's future. And that is why we are planning and we are putting things in place as the next government in waiting to ensure that your grandchildren and their children will have a future in this country, our beloved country. And let me tell you why. Because we plan for those of you who have dropped out of school, those of you who have gone halfway, quarter way, three-quarter way, we plan to reskill you. We plan to upskill you. We plan to turn you around. We plan to give you $50,000 a month to go to school. We are doing it because you are important to us. But more than that, in the first 100 days, we are going to pass our people-centered budget that will see our public servants receiving 35% increase in 100 days. Something that the PPP doesn't have the ability to do. We are going to do that. We are going to ensure that our public servants and our private sector workers, we're going to ensure that you benefit. You take home at minimum $200,000 a month. And we're saying that if you earn $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month, $400,000 a month, you ain't gonna pay 1 cent tax on it. You won't pay $1 tax on it. You will take that money home. More money to feed your children. More money to pay your bills. More money to look after your needs. Because we got a plan. We have a plan. And our plan is to ensure that we put enough food on your tables. We plan is to ensure that your children wake up in the morning and mommy doesn't say all I got is water. No, we're putting an end to that poverty that the PPP has brought upon this nation. I got a friend like say, every time you think about the 3 P's, you remember one thing. You remember poverty. You remember pain. He always said that. He said, it's a party of poverty, pain, and the C meant corruption. I am telling you something, Mcdum, tonight. And I want you to listen carefully. I want to tell you that, listen, there is no member on the Aubrey Compton Norton team that is a part of this team that you will find in any corruption, in any attempt to rape, to trouble people, little girl, children. That's a shame that a man who was accused of raping and interfering with the young indigenous girls to bring him back on the list. They ain't got no shame. They ain't got none. They have none. These people have no conscience. They ain't care about the Amerindian people. They don't care about you. They don't even care about the ordinary Indian people in this country. They ain't care about none of us. And let me tell you something. Our people-centered strategy will take all of us into concern. Because our people-centered strategy care for the young Amerindian, for the young East Indian, the young African, the young Douglas, the young in-between, the young mix-up, and whatever you are, we concern about you. We care. I see they said now in the manifesto that they give your people $60,000 a month. They ain't shame. They ain't shame. Can $60,000 take care of our elderly in this country anymore? But we say no to that. We say $100,000 a month. That's what we said. My brother talk about what our children is going to have. That's a shame now to come up and say they're going to give them some $50,000 a year for transportation. But we said no to that. We going to put back the bus, the bicycle, and the boats. Because you know why? That's so what thief the money that they just got to keep doing the nonsense all the time. Why can't they say, okay, let's bring back the buses that we parked? They even bought up one or something like that. They don't care. They just don't care. But I'm saying to you, Mcdum, listen carefully to what our speakers are telling you. Because they're not telling you fiction and fancy story. They're telling you about a policy that is going to become reality come the 2nd of September. When the APNU government take this country over, under the leadership of Aubrey Compton Norton, Jorita Finance, and Ganesh Maipal, there will be changes. But let me tell you something. The changes that we are promising are changes for the betterment, not for the worse. Any changes that the PPP is telling you about is for the worse. But we are offering for betterment to uplift the lives of our people, our children, re-educate those who need to be re-educated and make them better citizens of our society. You must understand clearly where we are coming from. We are not giving fairy tale stories that when you wake up tomorrow morning, you realize it was just a dream. We're telling you things that has substance in it. You know, my brother spoke earlier, who's an engineer, and an engineer like myself too. You know, this is the thing about Apnu and the APNU party. We got qualified people. We ain't got jokey people. We got people who know what they're about. That's the thing about us. And that's what they got to keep looking at. They can say all that they want to say. They can talk all the things they want to talk. But if one thing they know, from the days of PNC all the way down to now, we've always produced some of the most brilliant minds this country has ever seen. Because that's who we are. That's the kind of people we are. And our team, oh man, we have a team of young people, middle-aged people, experienced people. But I can tell you something, you are going to be proud of them. You know why? Because none of them can go to the police and find a record of any one of them involved in any dirty nonsense. Our people are clean and they walk and hold their head up. You think they bribe them too? You think they come to them? But they know that a short-term gain is foolishness. So they stand firm for the long term. And the long term is when the APNU, under the leadership of Aubrey Compton Norton, returned to power on the 7th of September 2025. That will be the long-term gain of this country. And we will fix the problems. I can tell you something. When we go there, you're going to hear from us the nonsense you keep hearing from them all the time. Oh, we take over this. This is what we inherit. This is what we this and that. No, you won't hear that from us. Let me tell you this before I go. When we go there, we're going to do it one way. If you got your house and you hire this contractor to fix it, and then you do a set of sharpness, and every time you come to ask him, I want me to you get rid of you. When you get rid of you, you bring another one, and you tell you, listen, this is my problem. I get rid of John because he's been doing sharpness. I want you to fix it. You could fix it, you say yes. And then you put it to fix it. But every day you come back and you ask him, we're going on here this step. He tell you, man, it's how John left it. I don't want it how John left it. I changed John because I put you to fix it. I can tell you something. When we come to power on the 2nd of September, we will fix it. And we ain't gonna make excuse. We gonna fix it. You hear me, Mcdum? We will fix it. And remember this. Remember Adriana Young. Don't forget, when we come back, we will bring justice to your young daughters. We will bring justice to your sons. We will give you justice in this country. We will return Guyana to a country of justice for all. Remember the palm. Palm them out. Palm them out. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. Thank you, Mcdum. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. I the name, I think. Thank you. I want to thank the people. I'm looking straight to the cameras. I want to thank the people online. Our viewership is over 1,000 at present. They're following, they're commenting online. I want to thank you and stay with us because we are going to be speaking to you. These elections are the most critical of all. For the officers that is following online, what Cordell Jones, and I'm saying it because Cordell Jones is a Mcdum boy. Is a Mcdum boy that I'm ashamed about. When tell you I'm ashamed. Whenever you go to the PPP, everything you do option, all because you got to compromise. All because you got to compromise. Cordell Jones lived a few houses. He born and he grow here. He come to this church. All of we grew up in this church. And how he disrespected the police officers. When we come to power, the police officers will be respected. We're not saying there's no corruption, but they will wear their uniform with integrity. When I come back, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about education. And that Minister of Education, who's the most incompetent person ever, that brought in the policy and instituted the No Child Left Behind, that got our young people in the state they're in today. We're going to talk about that. Right now, I want to break the trend from the men, and welcome our own beautiful Dr. Vanessa Thomas. Give her a hand as she comes.
has given us victory. Kitchen just given me victory. He has given us victory. He has given to me great victory. The King of Glory has given to me great victory. He has given us victory. Good night, Mcdum family. Good night, Mcdum family. On the 1st of September 2025, we will have victory. On the 1st of September 2025, we will put our X's next to the palm. And for us, that means that Aubrey Compton Norton will become the next president of Guyana. Mcdum, I want to start by talking about how important it is for us to vote and vote resoundingly for a partnership for national unity on the 1st of September 2025. When you wake up that morning and you say your prayers, your next task is to make sure that you wake up everybody else. And I said last night at 2nd and Light Street that the women will push this elections forward, and the women will push Aubrey Compton Norton forward because our women stand with him. On the 1st of September, bring out every single woman. And every woman must bring out the husband, the boyfriend, the boy child, or the man. So you will bring out your grandmother man, your mother man, your cousin man, your daughter man, your auntie man, and you will bring out the man friend too. So you will bring out your grandmother man friend, you will bring out your mother man friend, you will bring out your cousin man friend, you bring out your daughter man friend, and you bring out your auntie man friend. Understand that we are voting together, we are voting united, and we are voting for the palm. We are voting that way because we want to make sure that we elect competent leaders, not corrupt leaders. That is important for us. Our leadership team comprises diversity, and it gives you a true representation of what inclusion looks like in Guyana. So specifically, when we elect Aubrey Compton Norton as the next president, we are saying that this is what Guyana should look like. When we elect Jurita Vanessa Fernandes, we are saying this is what Guyana should look like. And when we elect Ganesh Mahipal, we are saying this is what Guyana should look like. 3 persons whom are without political scandal and corruption. There is not a single allegation of crime. Last night I settled the issue of Bamba Mali, and I said that the man who sits with his people, understands his people, listens to his people, works for his people, and will serve his people. And I said to 2nd and Light Street that you must not be too troubled about where our incoming president sits. Understand that he will stand for no corruption. He will stand for no statutory rape. He will stand for no murder. He will stand for no crime that has been committed through collusion, facilitation by neglect, or acquiescence. He will stand for no crime in political office. He has demonstrated that he has produced a clean team, clean green team. Not a single one of our candidates have any criminal record, understand that. And therefore that team will take us into government that the people of Ghana deserve, because we deserve better in the country. Much better. Much better. What Apnu has designed is a people-centered development strategy. And we have looked at certain critical areas of development. Under our manifesto, we have determined that we should let Guyana know our intention to ensure that there is adherence to our sustainable development goals. So, for example, in the labor sector, when the government is giving 10-day contracts in this day and age to young men and women, have none of that, because your jobs will show you now that you have job security. And for that, we are proud, because Apnu will stand with the workers of this country who develop better. If you have a 10-day job, there's dignity in every job. But what you are robbed of is your national insurance benefits, because they will not compute. And understand, under Apnu, those jobs will be more long-term. And for you, it not only means more money in your pocket, but it means that you will be able to enjoy a better life with your children for whom you are providing. Now, the housing plan, which has caused much confusion, and I'll tell you why they're confused. They're confused because they simply do not know better. They do not know how to achieve any better. That is clear to me. Now, our housing program looks specifically at providing rent-to-own ownership for all Guyana if there's no other option available. Now, there is provision under our manifesto for housing assistance and mortgage assistance. And for the young people, you can now own your own property at 18 years old and not 21 years old, because if you're old enough to vote, you can be old enough to own property in Guyana. Guyana is for all, not only for friends, family, and favorites. All Guyana. We deserve better in this country. And therefore, for Guyana to grow, the PPP must go, must go. We must get rid of the PPP. Our young people deserve better. Apnu has designed a youth empowerment scheme. Our YES program is unparalleled. And for us, that means that there was none like it, will be none like it, and we will make sure that our young people are protected. Those young people will not only benefit from assistance, financial assistance, where they seek tertiary education, but also benefit from transportation assistance, and they will also be able to earn whilst they learn. Now, there is in our manifesto also a National Youth Investment Fund that will assist our young entrepreneurs when they seek funding for their businesses. And our YES program therefore straddles three broad areas: personal and educational development, economic and entrepreneurial growth, sports, art, and technology. So their patents, their copyrights will be protected. That is a government that cares. The government that does not care is the government that gives you free education close to elections. When we had free education before. So you have returned the program after we lobbied for the return of it. Make no mistake as to where free education came from. Tested and proven. Been there, done that, and we will do it again. Our women deserve so much better in this country. And the common theme that I want to leave you with is we deserve better. We deserve better. The women in this country have been taken for granted. When we go to our markets and we see that one avocado costs $1,000, it means that they're going to now give us half of an avocado because you can't buy fruits and vegetables, and you also can't buy meat in that same transaction. And when, as a woman, you have to determine what food you should eat this week, for me, that is poverty. Because poverty means that you have limited financial resources to satisfy your basic needs. And the women in this country are poor. So what Apnu has done is design a special program for our women. No longer will we have to be scrunting and fighting up and can't afford to buy this and buy that. The money earned by our oil industry belongs to you, belongs to us, and we will ensure that our women receive that money in the palm of their hands. Our money belongs to us. In relation to the health sector, there's something that I want to say specifically. The big hospitals are of no use or benefit if they are not properly equipped and if we do not have doctors and nurses who serve us well. There's an issue there. A few weeks ago, we lost a young woman, Miss Niles, Diamond Hospital. Don't forget it. You remember the story. She went in, apparently asthmatic, had a problem with breathing, ventilators not working, took off oxygen off an old man to put it on her. He is gasping for breath. She passed away. Incompetence. Because there was no proper plan, and there was also not a proper patient-nurse ratio, as I personally experienced at the Georgetown Hospital when I had the misfortune of taking my mother there, and no nurse was available to attend to her. We will ensure that the nursing training programs are in place for our nurses. So the training schools that have been shut down specifically will be up and running. We are in the last lap now, but we are ahead of the race. Our manifesto was out. So when they tell you about all the house lots and all the jobs that they created and all the good things, tell them, thank you, time to go. Time to go. Because corruption in this country must be a thing of the past. I thought long ago you couldn't involve your mothers in crime. That's what I thought. Could you imagine bringing home something that you stole and give it to your mother? Out! Out! We will ensure that we are accountable for the resources of this country. We will ensure that the resources of this country do not fill the pockets of a few persons only. And for us, that means that we must vote resoundingly for a partnership for national unity. Who we voting for? A, P, and U. We're voting for the PAM. So long live Jorita Fernandez, long live Ganesh Mahipal, Long live Aubrey Compton Norton, and long live a partnership for national unity. Thank you, Mcdom.
Until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Before we bring our next speaker, relax, relax. We have a competent lineup. I want the young men of Mcdum to know that you are important. I would like the young men of Mcdum to know that you are important. You ain't got to compromise for a little gutter contract. I, Elizabeth Eloise Williams Niles, tell you, when you vote on September 1st, I tell you with my whole chest, you ain't got to beg for nothing. I walk through these streets and I hear you cry. You will get the contracts, and you will get the contracts so that you will benefit. You ain't got to give nobody a little bly on it, and a little bly on it, and a little bly on it. So all that you could buy is a little bit of scooter, or you could just buy groceries. You more important. In you. Mcdum, y'all are my heart. I love y'all. I hate to see when PVP come in handing out a little gutter contracts and telling y'all stupidness. But today I was proud when y'all chased them out. I was very proud when y'all chased them out. Next speaker. I want to bring this young man on, but I can let feel a little bit. Let's welcome my own friend that I met this week, Mr. Cordell Joseph. Let's welcome him. Let me tell you something. You can see how these young people that we have bright. He's my neighbor, don't worry. He's my neighbor.
Until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior.
Yeah.
And permanently discredited and abandoned.
Good night.
Everywhere is war.
Good night, Mcdum. Now this is a Cordell, similar to the Cordell that come from this community. But they get a big difference between this Cordell and the other Cordell. We first name and we last name get the same initial CJ. But one is Cordell Confusion and this one is Cordell Joseph from the clean list. Tonight, I did not come to whisper. I came to sound the trumpet of change for Mcdum. I've come to sound the trumpet for change for Guyana. I've come to sound the trumpet for change to the people that we are putting first in this country. Tonight I stand before you with one simple truth, one urgent call, and one unshakable conviction. And the truth tonight is for Guyana to grow, the PPP must. Man, I don't believe you. I believe that is truth. We're standing in front of a sacred building tonight, and we know we got to talk the truth, because we don't want to be struck by God for talking lie. APNU is coming here in this next 5 years to bring and to put the people of Guyana first. And the way forward is clear. We would have seen in the last 5 years, and more particularly in the last month or two, through social media especially, all of the corruption, all of the foolishness that this government, the people in red, have put upon this nation. And we don't have to reiterate every night, every day, what they will do again in the next 5 years. Our choice is clear, Mcdum. Our choice is clear, Guyana. Our choice is clear, the people online, that we will vote resoundingly. We will vote resoundingly for Aubrey Compton Norton come the 1st of September. We will vote for the Palm because Aubrey Compton Norton and his team, we have decided that we are putting the people first. Friends, I want you to listen to me carefully. We are not here to give you empty promises. We are here to talk about people, about our families, about our children, and about our future. APNU vision is clear. Clear as day. You don't have to go through any hardship to find out what is APNU vision. We are putting people at the center of our agenda. Not bricks, not steel, not concrete. We're putting you, the people, to the front and center of our agenda for the next 5 years. Our aim is to end poverty. We don't want to have people living in this country that have to eat one meal per day. We want people to be able to have a balanced diet so that the healthcare system will not have to be pressured with people with chronic diseases and other diseases because of their not eating well. We want to ensure that we have a high quality of life for all, for friends, not for family, and not for favorite. And every time since the last interview, I always want to emphasize on this family thing. We are not only looking at every person, we're putting people first. This government has proven that it's only a selected group of people that they put first. We want to ensure that we have top class services given to Guyanese. When we go to the health center, we are satisfied with what we receive. When our results come out for CXCs and common entrance, the children at the low tier schools can go home proud to say, Mommy, despite I went to this school, I have successfully completed school. Only a certain group of people, only a certain class of children can go home and say, Mommy, I got 11th grade 1. What happened to the people that are here? We are putting people first. Now we are ensuring that we protect you from the womb to the tomb. We had some people on some stage saying some vulgarity that I don't even want to bring into Apnu's camp. We will protect you with our social protection plan from the womb to the tomb and ensure that we will put you first as Guyanese. Let's say we'll put people first. We'll put people first. Now let me say to you tonight that the PPP has failed us. Now let us deal with the hard facts. The PPP had 5 long years, not like what they did in 2015 to 2020. The PPP had 5 long years to come and make us look bad on those 5 years that we had.
But we have proven that the People Progressive Party song script that they had for the 23 years was much more improved this time with more corruption. Because all we see there every single day, we see corruption. We see high cost of living. Every single day we go to the market, we cannot no longer stay at home and create a budget and say, oh, I get this little $5,000, I'm going out to the market and I get 5 greens. By the time we reach the market, it's only 1 or 2 greens we could get. Crime is also out of control. Our children are unsafe. We know that there are murders that are going continually unsolved. And people are saying they will leave no stone unturned. Right now they're using the stone to build and repair the concussion highway that they built. Before they come to bring justice to people, we remember Adriana Young and the Henry boys. Remember those girls and those children that burned up in the fire. We want to ensure that justice come to this country. Somebody says shame. Somebody says shame. Shame on them. They took this country from us and they promised us 5 years ago that they will make it better. But tonight we say shame and shame on them. Now let me tell you our promise as APNU. Our promise is of hope. Our promise is of progress. And our promise is of justice. Brothers and sisters, Guyana is too rich. I tell you, too rich for our people to be this poor. Too rich for our people to be this poor. Our oil wealth belongs to all Guyanese. We saw a few days ago some people claiming and boasting that they can lend the friend a 30 million, a 40 million, a 50 million, and me, you could only ask for a little 2,000 and 3,000. Where is all of this wealth going? But tonight, we are putting you first, the people. We will ensure that every household will feel the benefit of prosperity and not just a group. Because this country is one people, one nation, one destiny as our motto. Not one Guyana, one group of people. All Guyanese will benefit under the APNU government. And let me tell the people in red something. The people in blue, the people in yellow, the people in purple, the whole rainbow color, all of you will benefit under the A Partnership for National Unity. Because we will prove to this government that we are for the people and we don't separate people because of who political party they support. We are all Guyanese under the one people, one nation, and one destiny. Tonight, our choice is clear. I know that there's some people that are still running around, hiding their heads in the sand and saying, you know, this government did so good. Nobody's seeing so much things happening because the 1st of September is round the corner. What happened 2 to 3 years ago when communities were begging for their roads to be fixed, where people burned things on the road so that their roads can be fixed. All we saw was police coming out to remove people from roads because why? They were demanding that their roads to be fixed. Now, the government finds us. Where I live, the highway was only made about a year or so ago. And right now they have repaved the entire highway and the street leading into our community still get pothole. But they're just creating this kind of scenario that to fool us so that we can think that the next 5 years will be better. Let me tell you something. You see them roads, the building? It's them roads you're going to keep for the next 5 years again because they're looking back at you. The Partnership for National Unity will ensure that we put you first. And when we vote for APNU, we are voting hope over hardship. We are voting progress over poverty. And we are putting the people first, not favorites, not friends, not family. We're putting you first. So Mcdum, you are a strong group of people. You are a proud group of people, and this elections, you will have to lead the charge for change. You will have to ensure that you go into every household, every yard, every corner, and bring out people so that they will vote resoundingly for APNU come this election. Now we will all ensure that we get up early. We prepare ourselves the day before so that on election day we'll be at the front of the line so that the remaining of the day we can ensure we go to all of our families, all of our friends, our neighbors, and bring them out to vote also. I want to speak finally to the joint services. We know that you will be voting on Friday. And I know the police were excited a few days ago just because they got a promotion because of election. Now let me remind you something tonight. When APNU comes to government, we will ensure that we put the police first. We will ensure that we put the soldiers first because these men and women leave their family to protect us. And we want to ensure that we protect them in return so that when they go home, they can have a decent life so that all of us can prosper. So tonight when you go to that poll on Friday, ensure that you vote for APNU at the top for general election. Vote for APNU at the bottom for regional election. And let me tell you something, the process does not stop there. It continues up until the 1st of September. We who have not yet voted, we have to ensure that we are present and we vote resoundingly at the top for APNU. We vote resoundingly at the bottom for APNU. So come September 2nd. Now you know we have to wait the official declaration from GCOM. But let me tell you something. We will know that our man who has been anointed already will be appointed on the 2nd of September. So we have no fear. We are not intimidated by the amount of flags that are flying on Heroes Highway that we cannot find out why those men who the Heroes Highway was named after, how they died. But their flags are flying high. But let me tell you something, all unsolved murders and things that happen in our country, APNU will clean that up. And we'll put people who are responsible, we'll put people who are responsible to face the full blunt of the law. Because no man, no woman's blood will go unpaid for. We are putting you first. So tonight, let us vote resoundingly for Aubrey Compton Norton as the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Our first indigenous prime minister, Ms. Jarita Fernandes. And our first, let me tell you something, this vice president that we have going to be a proper vice president. He cannot be a vice president who says Sue. The only Sue we know is the Sue on Durban Street for Pagoda. We'll have a vice president with integrity that even if something goes wrong, he can stand and defend what has happened and even apologize for. We have a clean slate of people. And let me tell you something finally. I know I said finally plenty. But let me tell you something quickly. Come September 1st, come September 2nd, and the months and the years going forward, you will be proud of your government. You will be proud of the people that you have elected to be your government. And let me tell you this, the people in red, I would shame. It says shame. I would shame for be wearing red jersey. Shame for be supporting a party that proves that they are always incompetent in what they do. But tonight, APNU is here for the rescue, to rescue Guyana and bring and put the people first. Thank you, Mcdum. God bless you and God bless this community.
Thank you, Cordell. Thank you. Thank you. Imagine. Living in now.
That everyone you see knows what
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cordell. Our next speaker. I'm glad because I'm gonna ask our next speaker to just not take it so long because we have two more speakers after him. But it's some fireballs. It's some fireballs. Okay, this is we got time. This is the Mcdum I love. This is the Mcdum I love. You know? I want to say one thing to you. Y'all don't waste your vote. Don't waste your vote. Don't split your vote. Don't give away your vote. Don't throw away your votes. Enter Baniba, make Kwashi take notice. I'm begging all you for your children and your grandchildren's future. Them people is friends. Them people negotiating at the back room so that they, me ain't calling nobody name. Me ain't calling. Y'all don't be stupid. Barajadio said the guy is stupid. But I say y'all is stupid. Don't take set up. Don't, let me tell you, don't waste your vote. They give y'all anything, take it. They give you anything you could imagine, a man got money like water. The bank shut down his account and he still got money like water for paying everybody. Y'all tell me if there's not corruption. And as a teacher, I got to be looking at the little bit of thing and studying. Thank God and pray for it. Thank God and pray on it. Look, let me welcome the next speaker before I get vexed on this podium. Our next speaker is another young man with integrity and who's brilliant. Let us welcome our own Dylan Carter.
Mcdum, Mcdum, Mcdum. Hands in the air, 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 hands in. I tell you, we for president this year. We for president this year. We for president this year. We for president this. I tell you, hands in the air, 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 hands in the air. Hand. I tell you, we for president this year. 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 Jureta. Good night, Mcdum. Good night, Mcdum. Good night, Mcdum. How we doing? How we doing? Hands in the air. The signal is hands in the air. And the reason why it's hands in the air, which is a representation of our symbol, is because we are a helping hand. And we are a helping hand government. Somebody say helping hand. Somebody say helping hand. Let me give y'all some history about Mcdum. In 1838, when the British abolished slavery, 83 slaves decided that they will use their money and buy a plot of land holistically, and they named it Mcdum the next year in 1839. They bought that land with 11,000 Spanish dollars, which was high at the time, even though we just came out of a British colony. They also, I should say, because that they bought this land, they named it after the former landowner, McDonald. And there was a canal that ran adjacent, which they called it Doom. That's how they end up with Mcdum. So I'm going to say this now, right? If slaves, 83 slaves, saved their money, right, and purchased land, why would you want the PPP to take you back to slavery on your own land? Somebody said no. Somebody said no. This government that is going to form September 1st with leaders like Aubrey Canton Norton, Director of Finance,
Ganesh Maipal, Psychoh Andrews, Ronald Daniels, David Hines, and the list goes on. This list is dynamic. It has youth. Somebody say youth. I see a lot of women here. Somebody say women. I'm going to speak on women. Our government, and it's in this same booklet here. That's why I held it up and said hands in the ear. This is powerful. This is powerful. This is the key. And I'm going to tell you this. We will establish a woman agency because we know women run the world. Beyonce said girls, but women run the world. And I'm going to say in this women agency, we will honor the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which states that women deserve, sorry about that women deserve equal rights. That's right. Our policies are geared towards giving back to the people. They are geared towards giving back to people. In this agency, we will look at unpaid service, which will go to domestic, which will go to helping women with domestic violence, which speaks to the UN Sustainable Goal 54. We will also look at the youth because we believe the youth are the key. 60% of our list, by the way, is made up of youths like myself. And I'm going to say, we're not only looking at youth in the aspect of talk, we talk with water we mouth. This man would have sat with his team, and his team would have crafted policies such as, if there is any youth man in this community that makes the national side in any discipline of sport, they will get 200,000 monthly. Added to that, they will have medical insurance. Added to that, we will also build high performance centers. And let me explain what that does. In Trinidad, there are 4 high performance centers which their cricketers access. In Guyana, we have none, but yet we produce people like Shiv Narayan Chanjapal, people like, on the next slide, Stephen Jacobs, people like Ramnaresh Sarwan, people like Shemroy Hetimayo, people like Shepard, people like Moti, without a high performance center. So you can imagine when we build a high performance center, which will teach the youth how to deal with mental capacity and how to deal with fame and how to deal with coping with sorting, training. Oh gosh, we will have a team of our own. Come on. This man is not a man that dealing with, you want it for yourself, you want it for you. And he said, if you love yourself, you know that the rules, the policies, the guidelines, and the initiatives that he will have sat with his team and prepared in this document are geared towards you. Somebody say you. Somebody say love yourself. And if you love yourself, you're going to know that the symbol is the palm. And the palm means we are giving a what? Helping hand. Somebody say helping hand. We are not naive. We know that when we take office, and it's in this manifesto, in the first 100 days, we will raise our public servants' salary by 35%. We know that some persons, business persons, will look to capitalize. So we are not naive. We know that inflation may try to kick in, but we are not stupid. We will look to do something that is called incentivized farming, where we will pay farmers to reach a certain production and reach the demand for the people of Guyana, because this government did not do any survey to know that with the influx of oil and gas companies and expats, that we have a higher demand than the actual supply. We know that when we open up lands and give farmers to reach that target, that we will be able to have cheaper food. When you go to them, it's $2,400 for a tray. Hey, come on, Mcdom. Are we not seeing these people do not like us? And this is not about race. I was born in Borbies. When I look to the left, my name is Indian. When I look to the right, my name is Indian. And I'm saying it's not about race. This is about harmony. This is about people-centered development. I'm gonna go to something that few persons dare to venture in. And this is speaking about territorial integrity. Aubrey Compton Norton will establish what is called a defense multi-stakeholder task force. What that task force will do by the way, it will implement what is called a immigrant and resettlement policy. You know what I mean? Being a Spanish running wine, we gonna know how much they're in the country. And we gonna let me tell you, I saw a video the other day. They were running a Guyanese to kill him just because they were jealous. And I'm not anti-immigrant. I am not anti-immigrant, but they must have a structure because this land is my land. The song said this, and this land is your land. And for those who are benefiting from the PPP, I like to take you back to nursery school and say the pledge says to love thy fellow citizen. And you will know that not because you are getting a little blind, that means you should turn your eyes away from issues such as Adriana Young, such as Quinton Bacchus. And when we speak about Quinton Bacchus, I always remember 2 days before he was shot and killed on the East Coast, he was pushing a trolley that you see in the supermarket. He was pushing a trolley. And a young lady says, what are you selling there? Because it was empty. And he said, selling what enough for y'all like buy? Dreams. And that is all that the PPP sells you. Dreams. Somebody said dreams. Well, we ain't sleeping. We ain't sleeping. My grandmother says sleep is a causing to death. So I'm going to tell you on the tour, the first at 12 o'clock, wake up, stand guard, wake up and stand guard. Because what we're going to do, we're going to vote for the what? The palm. We're going to vote for the palm. And in closing, I would like to always tell persons that if you don't love yourself, who do you expect to love you? If you don't love yourself, who do you expect to love you? I can't see from the 2000s these people killing youth. And you see it coming and it driving, coming right up all the years. They kill the whole minister. They do Quinton Bacchus. They do Aaron Baston. They do Kian Fajane. They do the Henry Bice. They brought them and girl out say Moko and bury the pig, the dog, the sheep alive. And you still want to vote for them? As to the blue. Mcdum, how we voting? How we voting? Again, as to the blue. The blue is the red. Me mixing, Masiko said, me not mix some mingle. Right? And I'm going to say the blue is the red. And we will know because the blue know about the riggery that the red used to do. And we going to know election day for them if he expose them. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. If these people cared, they would have sanctioned and raised their voice when they chop up their Levi's and Barbies. When these people did not even show up to Adriana's funeral. Again, if you love yourself, you will vote APNU. How we voting? Lady in the black on your phone, how we voting? All right. I'm going to say this in my final line. My final line. If Guyana is to grow, the PPP must go. Thank you. Good evening.
Mcdum. Mcdum. You're enjoying our speakers? All right. Because the ladies, listen to me, relax. Relax. We are Dr. Thomas. Get it? Start a party, Mcdum! Hey! Come on, Mcdum! We vote in the palm! My village! Thank you, Delon. We splitting. We in splitting. We. Our next speaker is a brother, a friend of mine. We grew in church together. You know, when he came, he said, "Oh my God, Elizabeth, we got church going on." I said, "Psychoh, I forgot that today was Tuesday," but I said, I went to my pastor and I apologized because this is my community. This is my church. I grew up there and I will respect the grounds that we are on. And I will keep saying it. I want to welcome a businessman, a young man of integrity, a young man who stand up against the PPP. Because in this country, people refusing. When you get business, you're compromising. Let us put our hands together and welcome our own Psychoh Andrews.
Mcdum, how you doing? How come Guyana full of so much school face? Mcdum, hands up! Hands up now! Yeah! What we say? Look on the gully side, yeah. We no see anything we smile about. Look on them hungry child, yeah. That's right. Mcdum, is there anything to smile about? Can't be. Because over the last couple of years, inflation has taken a grip on this country. Imagine basic food items have gone up 75%. There's absolutely nothing to smile about. But Mcdum, tonight, I am here, as I say all the time, to make the argument of why you ought to give your support resoundingly to Aubrey Compton Norton and the APNU. You have a choice, Mcdum, tonight, come September the 1st. A choice between a government that has displayed time and time again, year after year, decade after decade, that it does not care for Guyanese people. Rather, they care for their friends, their family, and their favorites. Or you choose a government that is led by Aubrey Compton Norton, who has displayed by his own life and his own experience and actions that he cares for people, and more so young people. And so that is the choice that stands before us in these elections. And so when you hear the plan of Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton, Mcdum, that is geared at taking young people from poverty to prosperity, then Mcdum, you understand that there's a number of things that you have to consider. For instance, my grandmother used to say, willful waste brings woeful. If you look at our neighbors, they have displayed an affinity to wasteful spending. That is the Maduro regime. Today, they are woefully wanting. They are woefully wanting to the extent that they want something from us. And so let us look at how we have been wastefully spending, and at the same time we'll compare the APNU with the PPP government, and you can tell me which is the better choice. Example one. The APNU came to power and did the East Coast Widening Road project. That project came in before time, and it came in under budget by $6 million US. That
is a track record for the APNU. The PPP, on the other hand, came to power, took over the Ogle Bypass Road, a project that Guyana has lost $9 million per 1 kilometer road. You listen to me, Mcdum? $9 million, a road that was supposed to cost us $7.1 million per kilometer ended up costing us $17.5 million per kilometer. That's over $9.5 million. So we would have wastefully got rid of our monies that could have come to communities like Mcdum, that could have put in place and having programs delivered to young men and young women to take their lives from poverty to prosperity. And so if that is the only example I give you tonight, then the choice is clear, that the best choice is Aubrey Compton Norton and the APNU. But I will give you another, because my mother also told me that when people show you who they are, you got to believe them. If the young man shows you, young lady, that he don't like you the first time, leave him alone. Let Mr. Wrong go his way so that you can make space for Mr. Right. And I will prove to you tonight, young ladies, I will prove to you tonight, young men, and the people of Mcdum, that Mr. Wrong is the PPP, and they have to go and make space for Mr. Right, which is the APNU, so that your lives could be advanced and your lives could move to a place of prosperity. We travel all the way to Linden, to a community that looks just like Mcdum. Not big and rich and fancy, but hard-working men and women who grind and toil every day. In Linden, the Linden Enterprise Network, set up by the APNU, had a program. That program has 300 million Guyana dollars languishing in a bank account. And guess what this money was for? The young woman that is a hairdresser, like so many in Mcdum, could have gone to the Lynen Enterprise Network and she could have asked for a $500,000 loan so she could buy a hairdresser dryer and she comb and she could start that salon, even if it was using her grandmother downstairs. Low interest rate, soft loan. That money was supposed to use Mcdum for the barber who wanted to buy a barber chair so he could start his business and take care of his family. That money was supposed to be used for the lady that gets up 5 in the morning and cook just like my mother used to do, put the pot of coke up on her head and go out and sell. That was the kind of money, soft loan, that she would have needed to help that small business grow and eventually turn a restaurant. But you know what the PPP did? They refused to install a board that could operationalize that project. And then they would go to communities like Mcdum and they would go back to Linden and look at those people square in the face unashamedly and say, we love you. When people show you who they are the first time, what do? And when we believe you don't care, we move you out of the way because we realize you're Mr. Wrong. And we got to make way for the APNU, which is Mr. Right. And so, let me inform you of how much they don't care on that same matter. The finance minister was asked the question, why did you stop this program from running in Linden? Here was this man's response. This goodly fellow looked at that man and said, the people were not paying back the loans as they should. And as such, the fund was not revolving. Well, here this Mr. Finance Minister, has been the third time I've been saying this. I'm looking into the camera. I have 2 responses for you. Ladies and gentlemen of Mcdum, Republic Bank got people that don't pay back their loan. Did Republic Bank stop lending money? Did Republic Bank close down? GBTI got some folks that they lend millions of dollars to that did not repay. The GBTI closed down the bank. Did they stop lending money? So then why would a finance minister justify not having this program running because a few people did not pay back? You know why? The reason why is because you do not care for young people. My second response to this finance minister is this. When we look at the sugar industry, our brothers in the sugar industry, let me put this disclaimer in. We are happy for them, and we think they deserve everything that they deserve because they work hard for what they deserve. And our intention is to take nothing away from them. But look at this. The government continues to pump billions and billions and billions of dollars into the sugar industry. The sugar industry continues to lose on a yearly basis billions and billions and billions of dollars. They're unable to repay billions and billions and billions, and yet still the government continues to give them billions and billions. Well, tell me, man, it's 300 million plus an extra 100 million is make only 1 billion. So what happened to the people at Lynen? You know why? Because they're showing the people of Lynen, clearly they're showing young people that their plan is never to take them from poverty to prosperity. Rather, guess what's their plan? Their plan is to make them dependent on them so that anytime they need a help, they can go to a minister's office, go to a regional chairman office, go to a mayor office and ask for the handout. And when they give you a handout, you know that they help you. So when they tell you put on the red jersey and tell you give them the vote, you have no other choice but to be grateful, and that is what they want. But Aubrey Compton Norton does not have any plan that is geared at keeping you dependent. It is geared at empowerment. It is geared at taking your lives from poverty all the way to the middle class. It is geared that you can stand on your own 2 feet and develop your businesses, and you can stand and be proud of your hard work. Because guess what I know from coming from West Rimeveld and growing up in a poor family? Poor people and people in the ghetto and young men and young women, they don't need handouts. You know what they need? They need a brace. They need a support. And so our YES program, we will give small soft loans to young people. And not only soft loans we will give to young people, but we will also give young people training that allows them to build businesses that last so that they can become successful entrepreneurs and they can own homes and they can live in a prosperous environment with their families. Now, we're talking about the government saying after 23 years in power, last power come back for 5 years. After the World Bank has said 48% of Guyanese live in poverty, only now the present government, as their eyes have been opened suddenly, and they say, oh, we have a plan to alleviate poverty. My question to this regime, where was your plan all along? The young men and the young women of Mcdum was looking for a plan for the last 5 years of their lives. They were hoping that you could have provided a relief. Instead, rather than an opportunity, you came to give them a handout only when you wanted their vote for political reasons. You had no plan. And so our plan outside of the YES program is home ownership. You see, the difference between somebody that cares for you is this. If your children ask you for buns, any good parent can say, you got thing for drink? They can get them a little water or a little sugar water or a little swank. People who don't care, when you ask them for buns, they get a brick. And so listen to me. The difference between the APNU and the present government is this. The present government has a land distribution policy with questionable numbers. You look And you see the billboards, 50,000 house lots, promise delivered. Listen, when you give a house lot or you give land, you know who's be excited? A farmer is going to be excited for the land. Cow does graze on land. You plant trees on land, but when it comes to us, human beings, we want land alone. We want land and we want the ability to have a home on that land so that our family can be taken care of. And at the same time, we can build generational wealth for generations to come. And that is the fundamental difference between the APNU who cares and the PPP who do not care about you. They give you land. And when you look around, 10 years after, 25,000 of those lands are not developed. It don't have a house on it. So what is the sense? Anti-jockey security, work a 12-hour shift, goes on with $90,000 a month, save it because you come from a village like Mcdum, throw your box on, things tight, but you throw in the box on, she pay this money. 500,000 she could have used for something else, but she trusts the government and she give them 500,000. 1 year pass, no land. 2 year pass, no land. 3 year pass, no land. Election come up and she get a call. Miss Jackie, are you available this afternoon to come down to the ministry of blah, 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 blah? Because we have a minibus that is taking you all the way to see your land. She now is excited because it has been 4 years. Money out of her pocket that she was not able to invest. Now when she gone, only to find a truck with a big screen, big speaker bigger than these, and a minister shows her, says, look, this is how the community is gonna look. Miss Jackie can't know how no community look. Miss Jackie tired parent. Miss Jackie want an opportunity so that your son and your daughter could live and the landlord ain't gonna stress them out no more. That is the predicament of the poor in this country. That continues to be the plight of the poor under the PPP government. But come September the 1st, because you have decided, Mcdum, that enough is enough, and you put your ex next to the palm, young people and people like Miss Jackie will have an opportunity to own their own home with our rent to own program. And then when we talk rent to own, a lot of folks come and say, big promise, big talk. Hey, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Listen, we did this before. West Rhineveld, I born and grow. My grandmother paid $18 a month rent and then paid a lump sum of $25,000 for a 2-bedroom home. My mother was a beneficiary. I was a beneficiary. I lived there all my life and I went to school with free education under the APNU and the PNC. You talking about care? You came to government in 1992 and it didn't even take you a full term before you watched a lot of poor people who went to the university and elevated themselves and you took away free education. Now, after 28 years of people having loans and loans on their backs and balancing between minding their family and paying back these loans, you come to them in this time and you say free education as though it's some magical gift you give. You are now giving back what you took. You are now giving us back what is rightfully ours as is enshrined in the constitution of our country. But again, I sell you this point that the APNU cares because it's not only about free education. The young woman up the road asks, I have a daughter going to university. When y'all go back in power? Here she said, when y'all go back in power? Speaking those things that are not as though they are, we believe. And we said to her, and I said to her, no, you will always have free education under us. But what you will have also is a help. Because if your daughter qualifies, she will have an assistant of $50,000 monthly so that she can pursue her educational dreams and still have that support that makes it easy. This thing is not about education alone. So when you come to us and you say, you give the children, as they announced late the other day, 200,000 cash grant. Hey, back up. You ain't ready yet. Your plan boss. Let me show you how the plan boss. Let me show you your boss plan. Their plan includes a cash grant and a transportation initiative, and it come up to 200,000. We got a transportation initiative, but let me put the one in the back pocket. We ain't gonna use the one. There's a big weapon. We ain't gonna use the one. Listen, 40 weeks of school, 5 days a week, 2 hot meals. I'm gonna go modest. Let us assume 2 hot meals is $1,500, but I can break it down. Let me say 500,000. That is $200,000 a year. And when we give you the cash grant of 120,000 paid in 2 installments with predictability so that you can know where you're getting it and you can plan for it, just like how Miss Lady planned for the box on, it comes up to $320,000. 200 or 320? Which one is better? Plan boss. Somebody said the plan boss. And if I go in my back pocket and I draw my weapon from a transportation grant, and I tell you now, the same 40 weeks and the same $500, let me say $500 day transportation, the same 40 weeks, how much money we looking at? 100,000. Add that to the 320, how much you get? Against 200,000, which one better? That is why you got to put your X next to the palm and vote Aubrey Compton Norton and the APNU. And that is what takes you. Education takes you from poverty to prosperity. I know I got my brother coming, but I got to let you know this. Skills training. The young men that are not academically inclined, you know what was the weapon or the avenue for them to move from poverty to prosperity? It was the ability, let me go in my pocket and see this one. It was the ability to have skills, blacksmithing, carpentry, electrical engineering, air condition technician. So fire training center was there on the Apnu to train these young men who are not academically inclined, who came and dropped out of school because of whatever reason they went there. And by the time they reached 2021, they had a profession that was paying them enough so that they could live a reasonable life. The people became to power, and just like they stopped free education, just like how they stopped the program in Lynden, just like that, they went there and they cut that program off. And now the young men ride wrong after they do the little thing, and they buy the yang, and they ride wrong, and you look at them and you call them scrapehead. In 2050 to 2020, the hard scrapehead. It's under you, the hard scrapehead, as the man saying then. And I'm telling you, people of Mcdum, even if you're well off, just understand that this is not about you alone. I am out here not because I need a handout. I'm not here because I want something. I'm a businessman. I am comfortable. But you know what I care about? I know where I came from. And I know how hard it is to move from the bottom. And I know what a chance is. And when somebody believes in you and they give you an opportunity. And when I looked at Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton and we had the conversation, the only thing I could walk away with is that this is a man that doesn't need a high life. He don't need a driver and a big car. He don't need steak on the plate. He don't need to go lime at Marriott. What he needs is to see young people, poor people, and the people of this country move from poverty to prosperity and live a successful life. And that is why you have to know, young people. You have to know, Mcdum, that this thing is not about race. This thing is about who cares. This thing is not about tradition, but this is about your future. And if Guyana is to grow, the PPP. And so I close by telling you, Mcdum, that you possess the single greatest opportunity. Come 2027, Guyana would have about 5 billion US coming from oil money. And who better to manage it but people who have displayed a competence for it and a care for you. And so come September the 1st, you have in your hands, when you go behind that poll booth, a pen in your hand, a pencil in your hand, and you will mark the X, because that is your superpower. That is the PPP's kryptonite. That is the decision you will make to eradicate corruption from this country, and vote Apnu and Aubrey Compton Norton, supported by Jaretta Finance and Ganesh Mahipal, to be the next government to lead this country from where it is to a prosperous nation. For the PPP, for Guyana to grow, the PPP. Thank you very much, Mcdum. God bless you.
Lord, yeah. I'm missing promises. Oh, no. Thank you, Psychoh. Thank you. I know we really don't need any other speaker, because you would have already made your choice. And one of the things I'm happy about tonight, I'm seeing my sister Odessa. I have seen her out here. We had a big fight a couple of weeks ago. But the fact that she's out here. Somebody saw Odessa. If you know her, you know her. Well, we had a big fight, and I'm happy she's out here, because the decision would have already been made in her family to vote APNU. Our final speaker is a lawyer by profession, a young man I have admired. I never met him before this campaign, but I met him online, and I followed his story. And if the young men in Mcdom wants a role model, they will look at that young man. You talk about the gully side. You talk about a man who had every opportunity to commit crime, but God brought him from the ashes of despair and made him one of the best young lawyers today. Let us put our hands together for our own Ronald Daniels.
Until the philosophy which old one makes superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. It's a war.
Mcdum. Listen, this is war. We are at war. But just before I gaff with y'all, just before we talk like the good old friends we are, I just want to call my friend here, Uniko. Uniko, listen, I just want one favor from you, buddy. Uniko, come in, man, I just want one favor from you. No, Uniko, listen. Uniko, the only thing I want from you is that victory dance to see you doing just now. Look, Uniko running away. Uniko, I can play this song again for you. Give me the victory dance, buddy. Let me get Jerusalem there. No, I want Jerusalem for her. It's Jerusalem she can give me the victory dance too. Unika, I can take just a little thing from the victory dance. Aha. Yeah. Aha. Let me get you down, Nico. Aha. Mcdum, I just got a couple of questions for y'all. And I want y'all to answer me to the top of y'all voice, yeah? When y'all answer me, I want them to hear y'all all the way at Freedom House, yeah? Mcdum, are you happy with the high cost of living? Mcdum, are you happy with the high rents you're paying in this community? Nah, man, y'all sound like y'all happy with the high rents. Mcdum, are you happy with the high rents y'all are paying in this community? Mcdum, are you happy that your community is flooding out? Come on, man, y'all sound like y'all happy that y'all swimming in this community. Let me try this again, Mcdum. Are you happy that your community is flooding out every time the rain falls? Mcdum, we are at war. And we can't wait. We are impatient. We can't wait to get the PPP out. Unika, Rochelle, Natasha. I just want to real talk to y'all. I know that not only y'all, but some of the other persons in the Mcdum community, y'all feel like people just come around at elections time for talk politics to y'all. And then after elections done, y'all ain't seeing them. And I could understand that. And I just want y'all to know that we acknowledge how y'all feel. We got to acknowledge how y'all feel. This is the last time y'all can see the red umbrella passing in this community. That is the last time y'all can see the red umbrella passing in this community. Listen, I personally get rid of everything red I had. I get rid of my red jersey, I get rid of my red vest, my red pants, my red boots, even my red bucktor. I don't want anything red. No. My red bucktor was as tight as things tight in this country. But I just want to go back to Unika. I don't want you to be distracted. I'm talking to you now. Focus on me, man. Unika, Natasha, and Rochelle. Listen, first the red, then they're coming with the blue. Come on, man. There's the last time you have seen the blue bus in this community, too. Let me let y'all know the quality of people y'all got representing y'all. These are people who know about the struggles. People who have gone through the ranks. People who could relate to y'all circumstances. Not people who sitting down behind a desk for 3 hours just spewing a certain nonsense when the Thursdays come. Not people who are sitting in the ivory tower, their big fancy home and talking down to you. We ain't come for talk down to you, we come for gaff with you because we on the same level. We know about the struggles together. I used to be a bus conductor. I used to be a tout on the bus park there. I used to work security guard work. And not because I want to do better, but because I didn't have opportunities under the PPP. Y'all grew up under the PPP. The PPP can come and tell you, oh, how much we do for the last 5 years. The PPP being in government for the past 28 years. You be honest with yourself. Did your circumstances change during the time the PPP being in government? Listen, man, they got to hear you at Freedom House. Did your circumstances change for the time the PPP being in government? Y'all ain't got for frightened for talk this thing. The people being given y'all nothing, so them ain't got nothing for take from y'all. Y'all don't have to be afraid to talk this thing. I was considered back then to be one of the brightest young men around. I sending out applications. I can't get jobs. I can't get jobs because I look like me. I can't get jobs because I come from the Caneville community. When they see the Caneville address there, they ain't got time with me. When they see McDoom, them ain't got time with you. When they see Agricola, them ain't got time with you. When they see Meadowbank, them ain't got time with you. So it was struggles. So this is war. We don't want struggles. We want prosperity, and we're only going to get prosperity under the Aubrey Compton Norton government. Aubrey Norton knows about struggles too. He knows about the fight down too. And in view of all the struggles and all the fight down, he is still standing. You are still standing because we could stand up to the struggles. Mcdum, September 1 is perhaps the most important day for the rest of your life. You ain't voting for the APN, you really, you voting for yourself. You're voting for your children. You're voting for them children. You're voting for your children. So I want y'all to take this thing seriously. Rochelle, you said something really powerful just now, and I want the other people to hear what you were telling me just now. That we as a people, we don't understand the power that we have. The politicians ain't got the power, we got the power. Because the politicians ain't nothing without you. They ain't nothing without me. They ain't got the power. It's y'all just let them get the power. Because it's y'all just let them treat y'all bad. Y'all just let them neglect y'all community. And then they can come in close to elections for scrape out the little drain that flooding up y'all home all the time. And not only that scraping out the little drain, they're leaving the things on your parapet. Rainfall, y'all can't even come outside. Mcdum, I don't want y'all to take September 1st for granted. I hate corruption with a passion. And when you look at these communities on this corridor, you look at McDoom, you look at Agricola, you look at Boggettstown, you look at Caneville, all of these communities are victims of corruption. Y'all ain't got $40 million to lend anybody. We ain't even got $400 to lend somebody. Because the same $400 we borrowing from somebody forgot to work the next day after we get we pay. While people lending people $40 million. You got to get $400 for pay the bus. Listen. And y'all lucky y'all live close to town, because sometimes when y'all got the passage, y'all could just walk down the road and come home, take a nice school walk, and just think about all the problems you get. And you know when you're taking that walk, what's happening? You're passing by the Mohammeds. You're passing by the Mohammeds in their big mansion while you walk into your rental home. Yeah, and people telling you, coming in your communities, telling you that they care about you. All of these people are part of the same corruption. These are the people who giving guns to their friends to shoot down the young men in your communities. Listen. Y'all remember what happened to Shaquille? Y'all remember what happened to Shaquille? And y'all know how much trouble Shonette went through for get justice for Shaquille? So much trouble that she was exhausted at the end of the process when the justice finally peep out at she. Couple more mornings after, she gone too. But hey, listen, give this by a green umbrella. You don't pass back with the umbrella, buddy. I don't want you to be distracted. No, but I don't want, no, listen. No, that is fine. They are victims themselves. And they don't even know it. That is where you and I come in. That is fine. That is fine. We can be sympathetic to the children because we know that they're using the children. Mcdum, I know that y'all are passionate. And y'all got every right to be passionate. Y'all have gone through too much. But change is on the horizon, Mcdum. A brighter day is on the horizon, Mcdum. Listen, I get really emotional on the campaign trail because I'm interacting with people on a daily basis that, you know, are wondering how people are making it. It's tough. It breaks my heart. I tell y'all, this is I smile the most in Mcdum than in any other location. It's so much struggles we're seeing all over the place. Everywhere we turn, people are fighting to make it. Rachel, you were just telling me that the average salary in this community is $80,000. The average rent in the community is $50,000. You take that $50,000 from the $80,000, you got $30,000 left. And for the single mothers in this community, I grew up with a lot of single women. And listen, I know y'all are magicians because I don't know how y'all has managed to stretch the $30,000 for cover y'all children and still give something to y'all neighbor who's struggling as well. That is not going to happen anymore. We are not promising you perfection. No government is going to be perfect. Governments are going to make mistakes. But when we make mistakes, it's going to be because we have your best interest at heart and not our best interest at heart. We are going to equip you with the tools, Mcdum, so you don't have to be going through the struggles you are going through. Your rental houses are going to become your own. The cost of living, you are going to be able to afford food. And not just food, proper food. Not the salt and rice that we're struggling with. Listen, butter and rice is still a thing. And butter and rice is not still a thing because you like it. It's because you got to eat it because of these circumstances. Your children, when your children are going to school, they are not going to be in school hungry. We are going to ensure that they get 2 hot meals every single day in school. Children can't learn an hungry belly. They want your children to learn an hungry belly so that they ain't gonna be bright enough to come out of these circumstances. That is not going to happen. Your children are going to have proper classrooms that all of our children could go to. You think the Mohammeds are going to send their children to the same school your children going to? You think Ali can send his children to the same school you are going to? You think Priya can send she children to school, to the same school y'all children going to? You think Jack Dio can send he two children we just find out that he got to the same school y'all children going to? Mcdum, I know that you guys have been standing here for some time, and we just want to thank you guys for coming out. And just know, we really want, just give yourself a round of applause for showing up. By showing up, you are signaling that you are ready to stand up. And you are ready to stand up for that change that you deserve. You are standing up for better circumstances, Mcdum. You have persons who care. You have persons who are not going to neglect you, whatever the outcome. You are going to be seeing us in these communities. Mark the faces of all the persons who came up in front of here and talked to you. Those are the faces you are going to be seeing in these communities. Because the group of people you have now are people like you, people who care and people who have your deepest interests at heart. So Mcdum, for the people, for Guyana to grow, come to Mcdum, they gotta hear y'all at Freedom House there. For Guyana to grow, Mcdum, love and blessings. Thank y'all for coming out.
Mcdum, hands in the air, 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 hands in. I tell you, we for president this year. We for president this year. We for president this year. We for president this. I tell you, hands in the air, 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 hands. I tell you, we for president this year. We for president this.
You know, I just checked my Facebook page and I saw Starbucks News posted some pictures. You know, they came early and they put these pictures when people was not here. Could anybody be this wicked? Could anybody be more wicked? I would love for them to post the pictures of the people now and even those who went away. Starbucks News, this is Mcdum. Get it right. Get it right. Thank you, Ayana. Thank you for getting it right. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium one of the daughters of this village. One of the daughters to say the vote of thanks. Let's welcome our very own precious Tamika Hicks.
Mcdum, good night, villagers. We want to say thank you all for coming out. I feel so proud. I'm a daughter of this same very community, going to this very same church. My neighbor and everybody is all out here, and I'm so proud. I feel so proud for the PPP to go, for Guyana to grow. The PPP must go. So I want to say thank you to Uncle Mike for the electricity. Thank you all to the speakers that came out and fed us well. We're all pumped up for September 1. Right? So we're voting strong the palm. Thank you, villagers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. Thank you all.
If you think I foolish,